Hi Aries, welcome to your October 1st to the 15th bi-weekly general reading. This is an energy update for those who fall under the sign of Aries, either in your sun, moon, rising sign, Venus sign, or Jupiter sign. So thank you so much for watching Spiritual Quiet Storm or listening. I'm your host, Reina Rochelle. And I appreciate all the likes, shares, and subscriptions, subscribing to the channel as well as subscribing to the extended readings. The link is usually in the description box below, where you can purchase to continue on to the other side. So welcome to October. If you're listening and it's not October, it is not intended to be time sensitive. It is whenever you're listening, whenever Spirit has called you to tune in, and it so happens to cross your path. This broadcast crosses your path. That is, then it's for you. Granted that you resonate. So off the rip, Aries, you're coming in, and I do see you within partnership. With yourself, if that makes sense. I see you on a regiment that is straight up about you, because I see you coming in as being uninspired, maybe lacking the spark, the impulse to conceive ideas, or to conceive, possibly to conceive, even physically in your body. And it has thrown all of your chakras out of whack. It has thrown especially your crown chakra, the information that you're receiving, what your mind is telling yourself, what your perspective is, what is the knowledge that you know about a situation. It has kind of, a balance onto the other direction, or is creating an imbalance. And so you're more sad, or you're coming in uninspired. You may be coming into this time getting over a period of grief, or extreme self-reflection, or a little bit of depression, things like that. And I believe the moon was in directly affecting you as it was in Pisces. So a lot of us are coming into that energy regardless of the placement. But of course, straight up for you, Aries, that is, you leading the zodiac, that is the 12th house for you as well. So I can see some of my Aries coming in as just uninspired, a little lackadaisical, either unable to conceive ideas, or just simply not wanting to try, uninterested, bored, I rather not type of energy. And this emotional imbalance here, all over this read, Aries, you could not run from it if you wanted to, but this is straight up and down about an emotional imbalance that you're feeling, and about how to get back onto a stable footing with your emotions. How are you harmonious within yourself? How are you peaceful, accepting of yourself? How do you have the fluidity of your emotions? How are you expressing your feelings, your expressions? How are your moods? How are they balancing? What do you know about emotional imbalances? What do you know about, the diagnoses? What do you know about depression, clinical depression? What do you know about being clinically depressed is what I was trying to say. What do you know about manic depression? What do you know about bipolar? What do you know about obsessive compulsive is here? What do you know about these disorders? And it's time to vacuum away your fear. It's time to call upon your angels, your archangels, your spirit guides, the ministering angels, the angels of the Lord, the warring angels, the protective angels, to help you against your fear-based energy surrounding the situation, and for you to become grounded enough to understand what it is that it's going to take for you to be emotionally balanced and grounded, for your emotional intelligence to be fed, to be nurtured, to be possibly medicated, to if that is the route that it takes. Educate yourself. I do see for those who may not be wanting or may not be interested at this time in a medicated route, there are holistic approaches that you could Google, or you could come across in some way. You could go pay attention to your books, pay attention to your music, pay attention to the entertainment that's around you, your soap operas, your your TV shows, anything like that, because you could come across the messages that are appearing as in your music, through sounds around you, through people's conversations, through your kids' conversations, through external sources, and inside, your intuition, your own intuition, because they are answers to your prayers. So there could be a holistic way in which you change your diet. The Holy Spirit wants me to let you know the fresh organic fruits and vegetables give you a boost of high life force energy, which elevates your spiritual frequency. I see again, I got this too, totally different decks, totally different cards, but I got this energy of music, balancing your emotions out. And I got that energy for Gemini. But your connection to music is healing for yourself and others. You may be possibly playing an instrument. You could be playing a violin. You may be getting ready to play a violin. You could be listening to violin type of frequencies, and it helps you with feeling okay. It helps your fluidity, your harmony, how your thoughts balance out, how when you think, what do you feel? When you feel, what do you do? What is your actions? And it's step by step, in which you first have to become educated. You first have to have a level of intelligence, a level of knowledge. It's time to pick up Google. It's time to look up at, WebMD and look up other books, peruse your Barnes & Noble section. If you're not going to a clinical a psychologist or psychiatrist for diagnoses. Now, there's certain symptoms that are recognizable and certain quizzes. And check out our resources at spiritualquietstorm.com. Also, you can email me if you feel like this is something that you would like to discuss further. And there are programs that we are in the process of creating. And I would love to be of some sort of an assistance to you and a resource to you, if I could be, for dealing with your emotional intelligence. There is a time, there are people around you that are caring, that are empathetic, that will accept you, that will be able to give some sort of guidance and some gentleness towards what you're going through. But there needs to be a level of leadership that you step into. And step into wanting to enjoy yourself again. Wanting to indulge into yourself again. Wanting to follow your own dreams. Because it makes you safe. Some of you all, your emotions are not clinical in any kind of way. It's simply that they have been ignored and stuffed, and you have gotten intelligent and decided to level up on yourself and raise your own standards and follow your own dreams, possibly to a new location. Picking up some personal energy. Some of these reads were not as personal, but this is very personal here. It's very specific about your emotions. Now, flower energy, which I work a lot with, and I would recommend to anyone, working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your life purpose. You're probably the only sign that has homework, but you have homework to gather pink roses and to have them on your bed. And I need at least 6 of them. 6 pink roses, and sleep with them. And the 7th rose keep in your on your heart, in your chest pocket, in your bra, in your pocket, in your wallet. Keep with you, so the energy of the flower can open up your heart chakra. Because not only do you need some tender loving care towards yourself, you also need to attract people who love and care and can, who specialize in being of assistance in a nurturing way. And that would be your pleasure. That would be your enjoyment. It's time to follow the symbols and the messages that are coming, the signs and symbols that are guiding you. It's time to follow your dreams. October, excuse me, October the 10th, October the 12th, the 3rd, the 1st, the 10th again, the 9th, the 11th, and the 9th. So the 9th and the 10th are big days for you, Aries. Very big days. Some of you could be going to a new location, a new home. You could be changing careers. I see a florist here, a veterinarian, a musician. You have the freedom to do what you choose. Spirit wants me to let you know you're one of the few signs that have the freedom to do, that got this, that you have the freedom to do what you choose. It's time that you manifest your power, use your spiritual gifts, and your natural ability to attract your desired outcomes. So we're also reading from the leadership book by John C. Maxwell, Promises for Your Week. October the 6th might be something very powerful to you. We're on week 15, and it's time to communicate well to lead. The Holy Spirit wants us to communicate well to lead during this time that you come across this video. So Matthew chapter 7, verse 28 through 29. And so it was when Jesus had ended these sayings that the people were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. God's promise to leaders, Hebrews chapter 1, verses 1 through 2. In the past, God spoke to our ancestors through the prophets many times and in many different ways. But now, in these last days, God has spoken to us through his Son. God has chosen his Son to own all things, and through him he made the world. A leader's promise to the team. It is important that we understand each other. I will be as clear, consistent, and courteous as possible in communicating my expectations, my intentions, concerns, and praise. Maybe you're here and you're trying to restore the balance of your work team and your work relationships. I see that you will end up getting on this new journey, getting into partnership, and you have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles here with the 4 of Swords. You will do the work and heal and come into complete fulfillment materially and personally happy. And I do see family harmony here and your dreams being followed. Freedom for your dreams. Heavy emphasis on that. The inspiration is coming back into your life. So let's continue on. John W. Gardner observed, if I had to name a single all-purpose instrument of leadership, it would be communication. If you cannot communicate, you will not lead others effectively. Give yourself 3 standards to live by as you communicate to your team. Be consistent, be clear, and be courtesy. Nothing frustrates team members more than leaders who can't make up their minds. Be clear. Your team cannot execute if they don't know what you want. Don't try to dazzle anyone with your intelligence. Impress them with your simple straightforwardness. Be courteous. Everyone deserves to be shown respect, no matter what their position or what kind of history you might have with them. If you're courteous to your people, you set the tone for the entire organization. So restore the emotional balance not only within your personal but your professional life. And you can do so with the help and the resources at spiritualquietstorm.com. Join us on the other side and have a happy harvest.